How you doing, fight fans? This is Boxing Knowledge coming at you once again with another edition of my show. Been lagging a lot behind on these videos, and my bad. Just had a lot of things going on. I'm in the process of actually opening up my own business here. I'm crossed between a tattoo shop and a concert hall. I'm actually doing a study of the market right now before I invest all these boatloads of more time and more money. Just want to calculate the risk. And actually, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Risk calculation. I will not be doing a prediction today. I want to talk about the current state of boxing and why it will never change. This is more of a venting video. And I just want to start off by saying this. I'm a fucking hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite, and if you're watching this video, you're a fucking hypocrite too. Now, if I offended you, just like Mike Tyson would say, turn off your station. Or better yet, move on to the next video. But let me explain myself. We bitch and we moan about the politics in boxing and how the best fighters never fight each other, and how, you know, boxing is such a dirty sport, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we are to blame. Because we don't boycott this sport, and we will never do that because we love it. Because no matter how much it hurts us, we will never stop watching it. Because no matter how much it pains us, even if it's like a thorn in our side, we'll never do anything collectively to stop it. So that's why we're hypocrites. So we have to accept our sport the way it is and move on. I promise you that MMA eventually will be just like boxing. MMA is going through an infancy stage right now, where the best fighters are fighting each other and all these things, and you know, catch weights don't exist and so on and so forth. You know what? That's old school. Wait until saner minds prevail, and I will explain myself. As I previously mentioned earlier, I'm in the process of opening up my own business. And a smart businessman, which I believe that I am, seeing as how I've had various businesses in the past and I've been successful in nearly all of them, tripped and stumbled a few times in the beginning when I was probably 18, 19 years old, but learned a lot of things, and ever since then I've been successful on my own. And what can I say? It all comes down to risk calculation. Put yourself in a boxer's shoes. Put yourself in Floyd Money Mayweather's shoes. Put yourself in Julio Cesar Chavez's shoes. Put yourself in Canelo Alvarez's shoes. Now, why would you fight a guy that poses a bigger threat to you, yet brings no money to the table, when you could find another opponent that will make you more money and is not as good as a fighter and poses a less risk? I'm not saying anything new, guys, here. If you're watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. But it's true. If you're a boxer and you have a family and you have a legacy to protect and you have your own livelihood to protect and you don't want anything to tarnish that, if you can avoid it, you will do that. It's called self-preservation. You will do it for your own survival, for the survival of your name and your family's name. It makes no sense. Why? Because the people want it? Is that why? Because the fans want it? Wake up, people. Boxing is a business. Alright? Canelo Alvarez is not going to fight Julio Cesar Chavez when he knows he can fight easier guys out there and make more money. It's that simple. Floyd Mayweather Jr. will never fight someone very threatening that you know, I mean, think about it. You know, I'll tell you one thing though. That's the one exception that I can say is that Floyd Floyd Mayweather Jr. really fucked up in regards to not making that fight with Manny Pacquiao. Because we all know recent events have shed light on the fact that we're pretty sure that if those two ever come together, Floyd Mayweather's going to win that fight. Manny has not looked good in his last two fights. Maybe a lot of ring wars. I don't know. But he really fucked up. Because Manny Pacquiao brought a lot of fans to the table. He brought a lot of fans to the table. He brought a lot of excitement and buzz, and this was supposed to be the fight of the century. He would have never made more money in boxing than to fight Manny Pacquiao, and he probably would have won. He really fucked up. He could have had the biggest payday in the history of humankind. Talk about a miscalculation. I really believe that his advisors around him, Al Heyman, his promoter, well, he's his own promoter, they told him, listen, just don't fight this dude because you're going to lose. It had to be that, because what's Floyd going to say? He brings no fans? That's a lie. They were talking about at one point a 50-50 split, which at one point he agreed to. Everybody knows that Floyd, in Manny's prime, when he looked like a monster, even and had all these fans and basically was his equal, and it was the consensus pound-for-pound fighter. Everybody knows that Floyd avoided Manny. Even Floyd fans know. But can I criticize Floyd Mayweather Jr. for wanting to fight Robert Guerrero when I know that right now he can fight Sergio Martinez? No. Can I criticize Floyd Mayweather Jr. for wanting to fight Ricky Hatton, making all these smaller guys, Juan Manuel Marquez, all these smaller guys come up and fight him? No, you can't, because this is boxing. It's a business. Canelo Alvarez, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., they're not going to fight each other. They can make money fighting other people. They have their own, livelihoods to protect. This isn't back in 1950s or 60s where the best fighters fought each other point blank and that's it. There were no, pre-catch weights and pre-all this and pre-all that. And I can't blame the fighters either. It's like someone telling me, listen, come into this business with me. Why? Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to right now my personal endeavors, okay? I have a chance to open up a tattoo shop and a concert hall. According to the studies, the independent studies that I've actually paid various groups to do on my behalf and to study the market, which I'm actually waiting for the result of. Okay? That's how you open up a business, guys. You do a study. Alright? So, you're trying to assess risk. And someone tells me, listen, if you open up a tattoo shop, it's going to cost you $10,000. Okay? And you're probably going to make about, I don't know, $2,000 a month. Okay? Or you can open up a concert hall. It's going to cost you $20,000, and it's going to be harder for you to make those $2,000, but you'll probably make $1,500. You're going to open up the tattoo shop. Okay? That's just common sense when you talk about business. Unless you say, you know what, fuck it, I'll take less money. I'm a guy, who's ethical, and you know what, I like music, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, so, okay, fine. Cool, good for you, you're not wrong. But if you want to talk about maximizing your profit and minimizing your risk, you're always going to go for the easier target. So, that's pretty much it, guys. That's why boxing will never change. That's why you yourself, okay, these boxers, I'll fight anybody. That's bullshit. When you're hungry, when you're starting off, and you want to make a name for yourself, of course you'll fight anybody. But when you're on the top of the mountain, you got to protect yourself. All right? It comes down to the laws of self-preservation. Boxing will never change, guys. This is a reality. All right? I fucking hate the politics involved. I hate everything negative involved in boxing, but it's a reality, and I accept it. I embrace it. All right? Canelo Alvarez, Julio Cesar Chavez. It's going to be a mega fight in Mexico. These two guys have huge followings. They're gonna avoid each other until they're past their primes, maybe. Of course they're gonna avoid each other. Why would they want to tarnish their legacy when they could fight somebody else? You know what I mean? It's that simple. Risk to reward ratio, fellas. It's a job. Risk can be calculated. And when people miscalculate, that's when bad things happen. So there you have it, guys. Oh, I just want to say one last thing. Timothy Bradley's a fucking idiot. He's fighting some motherfucker whose last name starts with a P. I don't know. I could check the online right now, but I'm not going to. Some no-name for less money when he could have fucking fought Lamont Peterson for, like, I don't know. I think HBO was offering them $2 million. I don't know, but for a pretty big payday, you know, fighting a guy who he dominated the first time around. What a fucking idiot. Now, that guy's a fucking idiot, man. Tim Bradley, I just feel like spitting on his face right now. I have no respect for that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's enough, guys, and God bless you all, and remember, boxing is intelligence.